Hello and welcome back to 31 Days of Craftoween. This is day 7 of making my altered book Halloween junk journal. In day 6 we set up the gateway to the Midnight Garden. So in day 7, we are going to go into the garden. We've been down the path and here we are. I really want this to be good. In the video for day number 6, I did not come back to the prompt list at the end like I usually do. My apologies. For that one, we did the Midnight Garden, and that was the only prompt that I had chosen. But we also included some bats, and we had, what else did we put on there? A signpost, a pathway, the moon, some gates. So kind of this one, because it says moon phases. Yeah, that's about all. All right, we will maybe pick out some things to add for today's page, but first we need to open our day number 7 mini figure from the Nightmare Before Christmas advent calendar. All right, here is door number 7. It didn't stab me. Ooh. Okay, so I don't remember this character's name, but he's super creepy, and he has that little propeller on his head. I like him. Nice. I was hoping that some kind of magic would happen, that since it's my birthday, I'd get a character that I really, really loved. Maybe Lock, Shock, and Barrel, because we haven't got any of those yet. Or another Jack, or I don't know what, but that's okay. This guy is cute, and he will watch over us as we craft. As I mentioned, today is my birthday, October 7th, and I am, before you ask how old I am old enough. That's how old I am. So we will be continuing with the Midnight Garden prompt. I want to have some dead flowers in there. If I can find a black pumpkin, we can add that, but I'm not going to put any orange. A white pumpkin would also be okay. I'm going to add more bats. And probably stars. I saw stars somewhere on here. Is it on the other page? Yes, stars. Alright, I think I'm going to make this as a pocket, and it will be a side-loading pocket, full page. So we're going to cut a little notch into the side of this one. If I can get it to go into my cutter, we might have to turn it all the way like this to get it to go in there. That's the trouble with trying to use this big of a thing on a book page. There we go. So we'll just hit that with some black soot, distress ink, and that will be good there. I've trained myself to never glue a pocket together until I have something backing this, and I won't need much, but I want something here that's probably something black. I have this scrap of the bat print that we used on the last spread, so if I just go ahead and glue it down like this, oops, don't move, then that will show under the notch. Probably move it closer to the edge there. Alright, that's in place, so I can do some glue up each side. And we'll use some in the middle, just for good measure. Voila, we have a pocket. Alright, so we're in the Midnight Garden, and I am not sure how to approach this. Do I go for like a plain background and then start adding stuff onto it? If so, what? I have some black and white paper that has flowers already on it. That might be a good way to start. So this is a black and white paper pad from Bo Bunny. I have gotten this out before in this series. It is titled Tuxedos and Tiaras. And we've got lots of different papers here. I really like this black with the white flowers because I feel like if you were walking in a garden at midnight and the moon was full, you would see maybe white flowers against the dark night sky. I don't think stripes would work for this one. Here's another flowery one. Here's another flowery one. Da, 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 da. This is much more dark, but it's got a tapestry pattern, which I don't think is right for this garden. There's lace, stripes, more flowers. Our first one that we saw might actually be the best one to go with. Here's another one with the big floral print, but it's white background. Let's see. Here's another black with white flowers. This is pretty much solid black with a few little like punches of white text here and there. And then we start over again. Oh, heavens to Betsy, what do I do? I thought it was going to be this one, but something's telling me to go for this one. Okay, we're just going to go for it. We're just going to go for it. This pad does come with 2 per print, so if you pick one out as a background for this kind of project, you have plenty to cover your space. In my last video, I discovered that my straight edge cutter isn't cutting the way that I want it to. So I actually have a different cutting station set up in my dining room where I can use a bigger cutter. So I'm going to have to step away from camera for a little bit in order to do that, and I will be back with you soon. Okay, so we are going to glue these down and start building our garden. As I sit here and say that, I still am not sure exactly how I'm going to build that garden. I don't know if I need to put in a trellis or just let it be like a jungle of wildflowers. How am I going to make that work all in black and white? I really should have sat down and thought this through before starting to film, but I was just too excited and I wanted to get moving on it. So this one you can see is a little bit narrower so that we don't have paper going over the slot for the pocket. That means that I will need to add a bit more embellishing here and here, maybe with some washi tape or lace. We will see what happens. The cuts on this one look much straighter. If I really pull the pages apart, you can see there we don't have that like big V that we've had on some of our other layouts, so that's good. It's a little bit more of a pain in the butt to go to the dining room to cut paper, but it's worth it if I can do it right. You may have remembered that in my introduction video, I talked about I might possibly be allowing some pops of purple. If I do, this is the page that I would do it on. I also mentioned in that one that I have been thinking about this midnight garden topic for a long time, and I've been really excited about it, and I over-prepared in my usual fashion. I do have a little white pumpkin here I can use, and there's a white one here. That would have to be cut apart from the orange one, but that's a good sign. We've got some white pumpkins. I've got some of these flowers. They might be too much color though. And I've got some like pots and things that some things could be growing up out of. I also got these little picks, and I thought, oh, it would be really fun to have these little berries, but then I realized that it would be way too much bulk. But I can still use the black leaves that are on the picks, and maybe I can save these for something else. Maybe they'll just be like little backdrop things for Instagram shoots. I don't know. At the Dollar Tree, I found these darling bouquets with black roses, and some of them have eyeballs in them. I'm not sure if I would use the eyeballs or just use some of the petals. There's even some of this black, I guess on a regular bouquet it would be called greenery, but whatever we want to call that. And they had purple ones as well. So this is where the possibility of allowing some purple on this spread would come in. And of course, if we do use the eyeballs, there's a little bit of blue there. But my favorite thing that I got for this spread is this. I thought it would be really cool to have like this black background, and then like these pops of white plants growing out of something, maybe growing out of one of those little vases, like whatever I called these thingies, or maybe they're wild and they just grow everywhere. But if I can figure out how to stick these down, I think they would be really pretty also. I do feel like I want to go really heavy on another layer of the black soot distressed ink in this area, because I really want this to be as black as I can get it. I might also put in some of these black petals from Joann's that I found the other day. Let's do the distressed ink first, and then we can come back to those other things. Usually I would hold my sponge at more of an angle, but I'm really going as flat as I can here so I can get a darker coverage on the edge. I have a bigger soft brush than this, but it has walked away. Oh, I know where it is. It's with the football junk journal stuff. Alright, so it's much darker. It doesn't have to be like black, but it is much darker than it was, and it might not appear that way to you because I'm looking at especially this edge here in the camera, and it doesn't look as dark as what it does in reality. But I'm pleased with how this is going so far. Okay, it would probably be best to do small items in the background and then get bigger and bigger as we get closer to the foreground, or the top to the bottom. What, you probably know what I mean. Anyway, I need to take another break, so I'm gonna go sort through some things and make some decisions and be back with you. Okay, so we just embossed a tree. Cute. I had this idea. I have this sticker of these birds sitting in a row and then some flying away. And I thought if I made a big tree, then I could put the birds on the tree, and that will get us started, because I sat here for a long time just going through ephemera and like going back through ephemera, and just decided, you know what? I'm not going to get anything done unless I start. I'm just so scared about ruining this page that I just don't want to try anything. Oh man, we're not going to even see the tree branch. Okay, plan B. Let's get this sucker off of there. Alright, we're going to try something. I have this from a sticker set that I got that usually goes down transparently so that you can't see the white. We're going to give this a try. There's some cute little mushrooms on there that I could stick in as well. The mushrooms are on our prompt list. But we'll start with the flower and see how it looks. And I'm just going to stick it down here. It's okay. Yeah, for the first time in this project, I'm really worried about whether I'm going to be able to create anything worthwhile at all. I'm going to cut around these little mushrooms and stick them down. Maybe I'll just take this one step at a time before I start to freak out. That's probably the wisest course. I know you're probably wondering, like, why these things are floating up in the air. Well, we're trying to force perspective by putting tiny things up here and then building to something bigger. By the time we get to the base of the tree, we're going to have big items. I've also kind of wondered if I should have someone in the Midnight Garden, or if it should just be the Midnight Garden. And I'm wondering also, like, I made this pocket here so I can make a journaling card for that, but do I need to put like tuck spots or anything like that? I just don't know. I'm questioning myself on everything now. I really thought those birds were going to be more transparent like what these stickers are, and then we would see them sitting on the branch. One thing that I don't want to forget is that I have this little tree. I got this charm at Joann's the last time I was there, and it has this little silver bird hanging off, and it's super flat. So I thought that this would be really good for the Enchanted Journal page. Or Enchanted, what am I saying? Enchanted Journal. Midnight Garden page. I'm getting all confused in my head. Alright, since this tree is little, it needs to go up high. Maybe it'll be up at the top here. I don't know what else to do with this, so we're gonna go ahead and glue it down there. I am starting to kind of feel like I'm in a funk, which is not where I want to be today. It's my birthday. I want to feel happy. So, if you don't mind, I'm gonna do a little singing while I craft here for a little bit. And we're gonna go old school country, because that's what I'm in the mood for. As I sit here tonight, the jukebox playing a tune about the wilder side of life. As I listen to the words you are saying, it brings memories when I was a trustful wife. Well, it's a shame that all the blame is on us women. It's not true that only you men feel the pain. From the start, most every heart that's ever broken was because there always was a man to blame. It wasn't God who made honky-tonk angels, as you said in the words of your song. Too many times married men think they're still single. That has caused many a good girl to go wrong. Okay, so we have added a moon, and we did a little extra embossing to make that fit. The heat gun started to curl up the sticker, and I was like, ah, no, no, no. But we now have a moon in our garden, and these things I'm fine with, but this sticker I am not okay with, so it's going bye-bye. And I'm just going to try to clean up because I've got stuff everywhere. I grabbed so many little things, and like, it's just, you can't see it, but it's like an explosion happened on my desk, and I'm, not sure what else to do. I did find a really beautiful butterfly from an old book that is black and white, and I'm going to fussy cut around this butterfly, and he's going to perch himself on the tree, and he's probably going to be oversized, but it's a midnight garden. It's okay if the insects are a little bit large. I thought I had a really cool black and white butterfly that was not from an old book. It was like a die cut thing, but it turns out I must have used that already on something else, because it was not there in my butterfly binder. I do have a lot of butterflies. They seem to be a staple of junk journaling, or at least for me anyway. And so I have a binder that is solely dedicated to mushrooms and butterflies. I am doing more than just going around the edges on this one because it's got a more yellowed tone than the other elements on the page. I'm just going to give it a bit more of the black soot. Okay, so this butterfly is going to perch right there on the tree, but there's going to be something behind him. So before I put him or her down, we're going to put that element in. We are going to put a planter with some of that white spriggy stuff coming out of it. This is the planter that I want to use, a silver one. And where did that white stuff go? Here it is. I'm not kidding you when I tell you my desk is a mess right now. Okay, this stuff is going everywhere. My lap looks like I have little tiny noodles all over it. Now I need to cut a slit for these to go through on this planter. Where is my craft knife? Well, that only took forever and ever, so how are we gonna do this? Let's get some washi on the back. Okay, so I've got washi on the back side. Hopefully that will help keep some of that in there. I am confident that it's going to be falling out, and it's going to be similar to glitter in the amount of effort that it takes to clean up the mess. Alright, is the butterfly still going to look okay on top of this? Or do I need to let this be its own shining thing? I kind of feel like I need something to hold it back a bit, because I know it's going to be like everywhere and a mess. Do I need it higher up? This video is gonna take forever, and he's gonna sit right here. I'm supposed to be working on little stuff up here, but I don't wanna. Problem is I don't have enough of this kind of sticker that would work, so I'm gonna have to use some other stickers. Like this flower that I'm getting ready right now is kind of a creamy color rather than white, and I would like to keep everything on a similar color palette, but I don't have enough. So like, see, is it ruining it? I guess it kind of is okay with that little bit. We'll hit it with some black soot. Oh, there's some embossing powder on my brush too. Okay, let's start with the smallest things first, which are going to be these petals and the black leaves from the picks. I think we're going to be okay here. I think I figured a way out of this mess. So I took the white pumpkin off because I'm going to replace it once I've got some other stuff underneath. So not only do we have these blossoms and these big black leaves, but we also have a whole bunch of these little leaves from the rose bouquets that I took off, and we have some of this stuff as well. So I think I'm gonna need to go get my hot glue gun for the little twiggies, and so I'm gonna go get that and get it plugged in and start it to heat up, and then we will start gluing down some of this other stuff that doesn't need the hot glue. All right, let's cross our fingers that the tacky glue will hold down these leaves. It's not done me wrong so far, but with the way that my luck is going on this page, who knows what can happen. We're just going to start covering up this nonsense here. That will take away the little mushrooms, but to be honest, they were so tiny, I don't think that should really count to cover the mushroom prompt anyway. We can figure out another way to get some black and white mushrooms. I could even like make a black and white photocopy of some of the other mushroom ephemera I have that's colorful. I think I prepared 15 of these little leaves, but I have more that I can pull off if we need. I am liking this so much better than those dumb stickers. I mean, I'm sure those stickers would have been great on a different kind of junk journal page, but it just wasn't working for the vibe I was going with this page or the overall look. Like, I'm much happier with this. Okay. Do I need to stop and hot glue these? They're being kind of fitful. It might be worth it to just hot glue everything that's not paper down. Yeah, I'm just too worried that these are popping up. The first two seem to stay down really well, but these ones are like, no thank you. Maybe they just don't like being layered. As you can see, the Midnight Garden has started sprouting giant lilies. A massive white, but a little bit messy with black soot. Lily has grown in the corner with a gorgeous black center amongst all these leaves, and the tiny tree is apparently at the top of the mountain of the leaves. It looks a little funny there, but it's glued down. It's going to stay. I debated whether to put the pumpkin and the twigs there, and I kind of decided just to go for it. One other thing that we haven't addressed on the prompt is, are these flowers dead? And then stars and bats I was going to include as well. Do I want to include all of those things is the question. If I put this eyeball into the middle of this lily, would that make this a dead flower? Or is that too much? Should I just leave it like it is? Should I just assume that this flower's dead? Or should I put this eyeball there? I didn't end up using any of the purple flowers. What would it look like with some purple petals peeking up? For example, if we had some purple petals peeking up in between the lilies. Oh, I kind of like that. Okay, maybe I'll play with that for a minute and then do some thinking about the eyeball. On one hand, I like thinking that the plants in this midnight garden would be alive and able to look at people. On the other hand, I'm like, maybe I just want a regular flower without a face. Of course, this is sticking way out on the side and going to be sticking out on the bottom. And part of that will be purple. I am just going to have to live with it. All right, what do we think? Did I ruin it by putting the purple on there? No, yeah, I knew I was gonna have purple on this page. It's okay. Let's see what it's gonna look like when we close the journal. Oh my gosh. It's just flowers poking out. No biggie. Oh goodness. Worth it, I think. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is that spot of purple okay? Alright, so we still have the question of the eyeball. It's gonna make this more bulky, but not by a whole lot. Why isn't there a magical little junk journaling elf sitting by me telling me what to do? Alright, we're going without the eyeball. Yeah, one risk with the purple was enough for me. I also had these spiders that were part of the bouquet, but like, I don't think that in my midnight garden there would be any spiders. There's something still I'm not liking about this, though. Okay, I like that a lot better. Is it gonna close? Okay, so we're going to come back to the prompts now and erase the check mark by the stars because I did not end up putting any stars on there. I have these teeny tiny little stars that are silver and some little teeny tiny bats. And I just feel like this page is done. I don't want to put anything else on it. So other than that, we got massive flowers. We got our touch of purple. We got Midnight Garden. I don't know if this is what Nikki had in mind when she was suggesting this, but this is what we created. And yeah, I like it. So we're going to call it a day. I, to be honest, wasn't sure I was going to make it through this one without crying, but I did, and I didn't even burn my fingers with a hot glue gun. So we should just quit while we're ahead. I'm going to wrap this up and say thank you very much for watching. Join me tomorrow for day 10 of 31 Days of Craftoween, and for now, have a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading and crafting. Adios.